Hi, everyone, and welcome to the JDS New Products webinar. I want to thank everyone for joining us. My name's Dan, and we're coming to you live from beautiful Sioux Falls, South Dakota. One of the things they say about Sioux Falls is if you don't like the weather, just wait a little while. Saturday, we had 65 degrees, and people were out doing yard work, and I got the barbecue out, and Monday morning, we wake up to 12 inches of snow, and school canceled, and it's still snowing today. So, but we're here, and we're going to have a lot of fun today. We really want to thank everyone for taking the time to join us today. We know your time is really valuable. There's a lot of things going on. Hopefully business is rebounding for you and your business right now, but we're gonna work hard here to give you a really good hour of content to help you get introduced to the new products and learn some different things and ask some questions. So one of the things that I was gonna show you is we have the new products catalog. And this is a great tool. Hopefully you all have this. If you don't have a copy of this, call customer service 800-843-8853 and they can get you a copy of this. They can also send it to you digitally if you want it that way. This is a really nice thing because as you can see, we've got over 600 new products for 2021. And those are all in the big catalog, but this is, your customers always come in and they say, hey, what's new? Well, this has all the new products right here. So this is a really good tool. People have been asking too, where are we at with the big book, the big components catalog. So the 21 components catalog is done and printed, and that's going in the mail stream this week. So here in the next week or so, you should be getting your copy of that. So that'll be a good tool for you guys to get in the mail. And that has all 600 products in it. They're kind of sprinkled throughout. So you can find them in there. They have a little new icon next to them. So a couple of resources for you there. We still have some people I see kind of logging in and getting going here. So one of the things we want to do is a quick poll question today. So you should see on your screen the poll question, and that is, how do you feel business is going to be in 2021 compared to last year? Think your sales are going to be up this year for last year, down, or about the same? We'll give everyone a couple minutes to kind of respond to that. It's such a crazy year last year. I know I've talked to customers all over the country, and it does feel like there's a little bit of optimism on where people are at. The vaccines are out. Things seem to be opening up a little bit. Sports and activities are starting to come around again. So I think that's going to really help us all this year. But just wanted to start with that. Like I said, we've got a few more people still kind of logging in and joining us here. So we'll take a look at the results here as they're finishing up. And there we go. Awesome. Except the people that expect the sales to be up represent 77%, 6% down, and 17% about the same. So hopefully the 77% are going to be right, and we're going to see sales come up, and we're going to see everything kind of rebound this year. So very tough year. I know a lot of people had to kind of really readjust their business, look into some of the PPE products and different things like that. So so let's head into our first slide. Before we begin, wanted to let you know a couple things real quick is that, yes, this webinar is being recorded, and yes, it will be sent to you. So everyone that registered for the webinar, even if you can't join us live right now, just having registered, we're going to send you a copy of this recording. Down at the bottom of your screen, you'll see the Q&A button, and that's where we want you to submit questions. So if you got questions already, go ahead and start popping them in. As we go through and talk about products, please push those questions in. Every question will be answered. We're going to answer a bunch of them during the course of the webinar today, but any of them we don't get to, we collect all those along with the ones we answered during the webinar, and we're going to send those to everybody as well, because that's really valuable content. When we do this stuff live at trade shows, a lot of times we have everybody in the room together, and it's such a great atmosphere because a lot of times people can learn from each other, not just from the instructors. You're probably not going to learn a whole lot from me today, but there's other smart people here you'll learn from. But do please submit those questions, and we'll answer a bunch of those live here today. And please stay tuned. At the end of the webinar, we're going to have a show special for everyone that registered for this event as well. So today's agenda, I'm going to walk through real quick. So we have this kind of set up as a JDS trade show booth. So we're kind of emulating that. We haven't done any trade shows in a year, which is kind of crazy. In 2019, JDS did over 40 trade shows. In 2020, we did a couple at the beginning of the year. We haven't done a trade show in a year. So we've got everything kind of set up. So it's just going to kind of be like a walk through the trade show booth as if you were with us in, let's say we're in sunny Florida somewhere. We're also going to be answering your questions, laser engraving questions, sublimation questions, marketing and promotion questions, really about anything. Do push them all in. We're going to kind of filter through them and try to answer some of them, a bunch of them during our time together. The ones we don't, obviously, we'll send to you. And again, we're going to have those specials at the end of the time we're together too. So stay tuned for that. So now what we're going to do is we're going to kind of start walking through some of our products. So I'm going to start over here on the left. Lots of people know about that Polar Camel line. This has been such a great line for us. We've got, we started with the 20 and 30 ounce. Last year we introduced the coffee mug, and that went really good. Now what we've done is we've taken the coffee mug and just kind of extended it down here for a travel mug so it fits in the car. So that's a really great product. Again, comes in all 17 colors. Comes with a slide lid automatically, so you'll have that going for you. Next, we have the Slim Can Koozie. So the can holders are great. They hold those little slims. You can see here, you can laser engrave them. You can direct UV print on them, all kinds of stuff. These have gotten really popular. The regular can holders are doing great, but these slims are really doing well too. Earlier in the year, we introduced the water bottles. This is something people were really waiting for and we're really excited about. So this is the 32-ounce water bottle. And on the shelf, you can see it again. We're laser engraved, or you can do the direct print on it. Also wanted to show you a couple of the accessories. We've got the 2 carabiners now that come with, that you can get for these. They don't come with them, but you can get them. They come in black and gray. Those are really popular. A lot of the kids like to hang that bag off their hockey bag or off their track bag, whatever they've got. So again, full line of colors on those. Those have been awesome. We'll come up here. I am going to show you real quick. We've got the other sizes. So this is the 32-ounce that we already have in stock. This water bottle is also going to come in a 40-ounce. You can see it's a little taller. And then a 20-ounce, a little slim guy design. So these are still coming in. We don't have these in just yet. The 32s are in, but the 20s and the 40s are not. Those are going to be coming in, probably another 60 days or so before we're going to see those. But wanted to show those to you because those are going to be come up, and they are in the new products catalog there as well. You can see on each of these, we have the silicone boot, and those come in a number of different colors. And basically what it is the silicone product itself is either white or black. And then what you do is you just laser off the color. So this is the blue color on top of the white silicone. This is the pink color on top of the black silicone. So these come in different sizes for these. I know a lot of the employees around here use them for different things because they will fit different products. So, the 20-ounce one will fit like the 30-ounce mug, some of those kind of things. So you can have some fun with that. But those accessories are really good add-ons for your sales, whether it's the boots or it's the carabiners. Any of those kind of things are really great. So I'm going to swing over here in the booth, and we're going to start into the world of sublimation. So hopefully I have a lot of our sublimation friends out there. Chromolux came out with some more panels, and these panels are really cool because these are textured. And this is something I really encourage you to get some samples of this in and play with it and touch it. This has got, it doesn't have, traditionally you have that and Chromolux, that super shiny finish to it. This has a real textured finish to it. It's got a physical texture to it. So just makes a great new feel for that Chromolux line. Again, this comes a little thicker, so this comes all pre-cut into your sizes. You're not going to cut that yourself as much. It comes pre-cut and ready to go. So in sublimation, here's the Polar Camel line in sublimation. So we've got the water bottles. These are 30-ounce, they're just a little bit thinner because they do fit into the mug press. And then the travel mug and the sim holder, they come in the silvers and they come in the whites, depending on what look you and your customer are going for. We've got a number of new ornaments. Ornaments come 2 ways. And again, in that new products catalog, you'll see on the page, they're separated. Some of them are 2-sided and some of them are 1-sided. Just kind of depends on what you or your customer are looking for. Then we also have them in hardboard. So these are aluminum and these are hardboard. So a couple different options and styles here. I'm telling you, if you're not doing ornaments, it is crazy every year how many of these things we go through. It's always surprising to me how many ornaments we go through, but they're such a great giveaway, such a great gift item. Down here, we've got some more sublimation stuff. We've got some coasters. This is a Neoprene Sublimatable car coaster. It's got the little cutout. So this goes down in the bottom of your in your car in the little cam holder or the little cup holder there. So it's amazing. This is another product I thought, well, geez, I never knew about that. And these sell like crazy. So those are really nice. We've got magnets. We've also introduced Jds Sublimation Paper. So this is sublimation paper and it comes in sheets and it comes in rolls. So you can use it on hard goods and soft goods. And so what we did is we worked with a major paper manufacturer and just branded it with our name on it. So that's a real great way to save a few pennies on every one of the transfers that you're doing. I really encourage you to give that a try. This is an awesome new product. This is a sublimatable cutting board. And JDS has been in the cutting board business for a long time, always on the laser side. So what they've done with this product is on the back, it is that bamboo. And then on this side, it is a pine veneer on top with the sublimation coating on it. so that you can sublimate right onto this. Obviously, if you sublimate on this, you're not going to want to cut on this side. You might hold this for cutting. But it's going to be a decoration. You could laser this as well and have both sides decorated if you wanted to. But you can see these are just really nice. And you look at the image on this top one that you can get on that. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. It's just such a new, really cool look for a cutting board. So you can look for those in the new products catalog, number of shapes and a number of sizes on those as well. Still staying in the sublimation world, up on top, we've got the burlap patches. So we're going to get into a lot of burlap here. This is a really cool new product. We're super excited about this. So we have this in patches that have adhesive on it. Down in the middle here, we've got what we call the Shimmer Socks. You can see the dance and the cheer and stuff. And I wanted to show you one of these up close. So when you look at that, it's got the shimmer right in the sock. And I remember when we were first getting these in, we had one of our employees take these home and show them to their daughter. She was 4, 5, 6 years old. Couldn't get her to take them off. She fell so in love with them. So these are really cool, selling very well. They sublimate great. Down at the bottom, we brought out Sublimatable, a JDS performance shirt in white. So that's a great new product. We've been selling shirts in the sublimation world for a long time, and they just keep growing and growing and growing. So that's going to have a very strong price point on that as well. Now we're going to step in here. I'm going to spin just a bit because I want to show you more of this burlap. And this is just such neat stuff. It's got all kinds of different products. We've got frames. This is a journal. You can see how well it holds out the ink when you put it on, the different looks you can put on it, the Night Street Realty over here. We've got the trays down here, coasters, lots of different products. Again, really encourage you to dig into that 2021 new products brochure because all those products are going to be in there. Some more we brought in are some of the bags. This has been really popular. These burlap bags have always been really popular. Now we've got them ready to go and sublimatable. So these are really good. Lots of different shapes and sizes. Some have the drawstring, some have the shoulder string, some have the gusset with the bottom on it, some don't. Just tons of good opportunity in this area. This is a really exciting new product that we're going to have a lot of fun with. So I'm going to spin over here. This is Dana, and this is Sarah. Dana and Sarah work in our fabrication department, so they're going to be here answering a lot of the questions you have on some of the fabrication things. So welcome, Dana and Sarah. Surmark came out with a couple new products. They have their Surmark Ultra product, and so that's a great product for doing stainless steel, for doing glass, that type of thing. And then we also brought out from Iconics, our friends at Iconics, we have the Blazer Orange Laser Mask for doing glass and crystal, that kind of thing. We have introduced in our sign division the corrugated plastic product. That this is basically a corrugated plastic. These come in 12 by 18 sheets. And then if you want, you can cut them down or whatever and print right on them or put vinyl on them or whatever. And we also have the H stakes. So that's a new product for us. Those have been great. From our friends over at Gemini, we have these aluminum cassette plates. And so these are shown on the rod that they come with. They come either on a rod or you can get them so that you can mount them. So you might mount them on a like a park bench or something like that. So great new product there. Down below, these are some of the racks for the Rackstar system, and that's a system where you could put products into your laser, and then if you don't want to use or don't have a rotary device, you can see these are set up for like polar camels. You can do that kind of a thing. So that's a new product. You'll see that in a new products brochure. Here we are in the Laserable Leatherette, and this is a product line many of you have used. If you haven't, I really encourage you to get into this product line. We're introducing the red over black. So just to give people a real kind of a reminder, I always explain this is like an Oreo cookie. It's got different layers. On top is the red, and when you laser off the red, the black is revealed. So this is a very light touch with the laser to get that red off, and you're just barely kissing this to get that black to come out. So you can't put color on these with the laser, but they come in all different kinds of colors. You can see we've got some blue that's over the top of silver, all different kinds of colors and all different kinds of products. Again, get into that new products brochure, see what we've got there. The blue over silver was a product that we brought out, a color combination we brought out last year. And so with this, you're seeing us fill in with more products in this color combination, kind of backfilling and adding more products there. In the whole product line, we're adding these snap trays. These are really cool, because they come with the little snaps, and then you just pop them together. They just snap together in the corners, and they make a little tray. I know a lot of people use these when they're traveling because this is a little place like in the hotel you can always put, and you throw your wallet and your keys and that stuff. A lot of times in your hotel you don't know what to do with your stuff. You can do it there because these travel flat, Also great just to have around the house or put things in. So that's a really neat thing. Goes in the laser nice and flat, easy to do. More red black product through here. We brought out the laser leatherette patches about a year and a half ago. And so these have an adhesive on the back. Now we're filling in, we're getting more sizes and more colors. So again, in that new products brochure, you're going to see more of that kind of stuff. These have been super popular. The other thing that we have now in the Laserable Leatherette, you'll see in the new products brochure, is sheets 12 by 18 of all the colors that have adhesive on the back. So that if you want to cut a shape and you want to do something specific, you want something the shape of a house for a realtor or something like that, you can do your own shape. So we've got pre-cut shapes, or you can make shapes either way. Over here, we always have our year date stuff, so we have the 2021 stuff here. You'll see that in the catalog. The cake pans have been really amazing. These, again, are powder coated, kind of like the Polar Camel line is. And these did really well over the holidays, but these continue to sell really well. Really encourage you to get those in, get them in your showroom, get them on your website. Great product. We've been just having tons of traction on these. This has been really a good product. We talked about the silicone boots on the bottom of the Polar Camel water bottles. These are silicone, and these are all the little coaster things. So a couple different shapes and then a bunch of different colors. And so we have these. These are coming in next week. These will be ready to go. These are end column price. These are less than $1 a piece. So it's got a great price point on it. We saw the Sublimatable car koozie little thing that goes in the bottom of the coaster. So this is the same thing in the cork. Again, you just laser it up real quick and easy and then drop it in to the car drink holder. Cutting boards continue to be a big thing. They just keep growing and growing and growing. We have integrated some tools and some slate into these two. And so this is, again, just great additions to the cutting board line. That's just something that these 5 years ago, we were just kind of getting into the cutting board world. And as a personalized gift, things like that, these are really super popular. And then down at the bottom, we've got these are what we call the new Echo boards. And this is actually not made of a wood. This is made of like a compressed fiber. And so a much greener type of a product. Lasers up really nice. There's nothing done to that. That's just the way it lasers up. Really hard, really stiff, really firm. So they have a nice high value when you touch them and feel them. They feel really, really significant. So it's a bunch of new products that I introduced, and I know I went kind of fast there, but we want to get time for some questions. So let's jump over to Dana. Did you have any questions right out of the box?
Yeah, I got a great one on the leatherette. It seems that when you're engraving from a leatherette that goes to a black, the settings seem to be different than if you're going to metallic gold or silver, and they're wondering why that is.
Sarah, you want to take that one?
Sure.
Sounds good.
So I'll take his Oreo reference of it's being layered. Those ones that go to the metallic, that silver or gold, that's going to be a real thin layer right beneath the surface. So you're just trying to take off that top blue layer to get to that silver. If you're seeing outlines of the silver or the gold, that means you're burning that metallic off. So you want to back off on your power or speed it up. The black can be, like you said, you're just taking off that top layer as well. It's a little more forgiving because you can go a little deeper and you're not going to burn off the black or anything. That whole core is going to be black. So just ensuring that you're getting just that very top layer off to that silver and not getting those outlines of it to not burn off the metallic color.
And then I know sometimes you use the LA Awesome. Tell me about that.
Yes, so the LA Awesome we use across all of our powder coating on our drinkware, on the cake pans, and now we've started to use it more with our leatherette. We can spray it directly onto it, and you can wipe with a microfiber cloth, or you can just put it on your cloth and wipe. Even with the metallics, if sometimes you get that little bit of residue of that blue or the black, wiping it, you don't want to douse it by any means, but just a quick spritz of it and a wipe will kind of help shine up those metallics. Definitely a product that we go through bottles of every day in our department.
Yeah, and like I say, Sarah and Dana run the fabrication department. I know a lot of you know that we have a fabrication department, but just so you do know that in the fabrication department, every day, these guys run a team of people that are actually doing all the stuff you see in here. And that's one of the big advantages of working with JDS is if you're having problems with a product, you can contact these guys and you can say, hey, why is it when I do this, it doesn't look like it does when you do it? And, we'll go out and we can grab a product, we can bring it in, and we've got, I don't know, what do we got, 6 lasers back there now? 5-6 layer. And so, we can kind of emulate what you're doing, but we always want you to know that they're here, and they're also here for our dealer network, never at the retail level, but for our dealer network. For instance, if you don't have sand carving equipment and you wanted us to sand carve one item for you, these guys can do that. Just call into customer service and they can get you set up with that. So, Dana, another question?
Yeah. People want to know what the difference is between the old 6000 LMM 6000 Surmark and the new Surmark Ultra.
Oh yeah, the stuff on the top shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you give us a quick overview of that?
Yeah, so the main difference with the new Surmark Ultra is they can do all the metals. Now you can do glass and ceramic all in one can. Previously, you had to have a can for glass and ceramic and a separate one for your metals. Well, now you can do all of it in one. So you're gonna get the same nice black, on stainless as you had before, and then now you can get a black on crystal, ceramic. It comes in both the can and the paste. Now it will be a different setting, for each different substrate you're doing. But like I said, you can do it all with one product now, and it's actually cheaper than the previous versions. So you get a lot of good responses. It's quick, easy, and the results are, they work well.
Yeah, I know a few years ago we did kind of a presentation at Vegas, and we really spent a lot of time talking about Surmark, especially Surmark on glass. And I know in the old product, to try and get Surmark to work on glass, the window of success was very narrow. So is it easier to do with this new product?
Much easier.
Is
Yeah, there was some frustrations before, and they much improved on this.
Great.
Yeah, glass and ceramic as well.
Good.
So you want to make sure your ceramic isn't coated though. So
Oh,
yeah, some poly coatings that can affect it, and then it won't take.
good. Very good. Then I see the Blazer Orange underneath. Sarah, do you want to tell us just a little bit about that product quick?
So this Blaze Orange, it can be used to make templates for sand carving, a little quicker when you can just put it onto your glass piece, throw it in your laser off just the top or whatever, and then bring it into your sand carving cabinet and finish off the look. Or just without sand carving and lasering it just directly onto your glass with this Blaze Orange is going to really help with the fracturing, with the flaking and all of that you can sometimes get with glass. You can also use it for color filling your glass, lasering it with that, and then spray painting it. You can get some colored glass fill with it. And this is really easy. It's easy removable, replacing, you can readjust if it's not on there quite right. It's definitely a lot more user-friendly than our green tape that we have. There's the transfer sheet that's easy to pull off, where you're not trying to find where the plastic is, which you do with the green all the time. Really nice to have. And like I said, it can help your glass really elevate to that next level where you're kind of in between the laser and sand carved look.
Awesome. Yeah, great new product. No, I know you guys have had a lot of fun with that. So, all right, very good. Stacy, do you have a question? We're going to kind of spin around back over here, and over on this side we have Stacy, and Stacy is one of our sublimation specialists. And so her job all day long is she works with just our sublimation customers, really helping them with anything sublimation oriented. And the team that she works on can help, everything from, even if you haven't started sublimation, you're wondering about it, how does it work? What do I need for equipment? What do I need to get started? Or if you're having problems, getting a color just right. Stacy and everyone in our sublimation department are trained graphic artists. And that's a real advantage to you as the customer, because when you call in with a question, I'm a sales guy, not that there's anything wrong with salespeople, but when you call in to talk to them, you're going to talk to a graphic artist. So they're going to kind of look at the problem the way you do. When you call in and say, I can't get my red to look just right. You don't have, somebody like me, like, if they say this, you say this. So these guys are great, easy to work with, really encourage you to work with them. So did you get a question in, Stacey?
I did.
Okay.
Regarding our boards, somebody thought that this was kind of like a grease catch. And it must have been just the way it was.
A little drip line, they call it.
Drip
Yes.
line.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And it's just part of the artwork. But we do recommend literally cutting on the bamboo side. So that way you can do all your sublimation on this side. And then somebody asked if you can wash these. Again, we always recommend sublimation stuff. You can personally wash them. Do not put them in the dishwasher because it can lighten and lighten up your image. So we do say you can wash them. Yes.
Great. You know, and one of the things I noticed too is, like I say, that top board just really caught my eye. Is there something, you know, when you're going into doing this and you don't have that kind of whitish background, is there something that you guys did, or how do people get that look? I mean, that's one of the things we get is, you know, oh, the samples you guys have just look awesome. How do I get that effect?
Right. And some things, like if you put a picture of a person on here, you know, I don't know exactly how it would turn out, because the white, you can't get white. So you're going to get the wood tone. So if you had something white, it's going to be everything on the wood tone. So some things just work better with, you know, like the wood. You kind of just know by your design, what you're designing, how it's going to look. And even with the colors, I mean, yeah, this looks great. Same with these colors, but when you have a little bit more vibrant, these colors just so pop on these new cutting boards. They look awesome.
So it might even be a little bit like, you know, up here when we look at these fuller camels, the silver background against the white. So you look at that red.
Yeah.
And even the slim that has red on it too.
Right.
You
Just
know.
certain colors definitely pop differently on stainless steel compares to what it would pop on the white.
I know in one of our, you know, like I say, we do so many trade shows. In one of our shows, we have a shirt, and the shirt is blue. Sublimatable shirt, and it had a kind of a blue logo, golf logo on it. And people are like, I didn't think you could sublimate unless it was Snow White. And we always tell them, no, you can sublimate on it, but you got to understand the color is going to come through. So when you have a blue shirt, I always tell them, if you put a picture of the new baby on the blue shirt, that baby's going to look blue. So that's it. So like you're talking about, that's coming through there a little bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Awesome.
And then someone did ask if we could UV print on the burlap, which I guess, I don't know if we've personally tried UV print.
Yeah, Dana, do you know if we UV printed on the burlap yet?
We have not, but you know, it is fabric and it does lay flat, so you would be able to. It's just, you know, knowing how well it's gonna keep adhered to it, because you know, as soon as you break the integrity, especially on, you know, clothing or something soft, then that ink could just, you know, keep breaking off and falling off as to where sublimation is actually in the product.
Sure. So when you say break the integrity, you're talking about the integrity of the ink.
Of the actual ink on it.
Okay,
yeah.
so the
it
idea is,
just adheres to the surface, you know, and this is a lot, you know, a softer substrate. So
Gotcha.
something, you know, hard like a name tag, you know, that you're wearing, you know, something rubs on this bag, you know, as it starts rubbing, if, you know, if you get any of that ink doesn't adhere quite to the top as well, and it starts peeling off,
Gotcha.
then the rest is just going to keep coming. That's where the sublimation dye is actually, you know, in the fabric. In the powder coating.
so maybe in the UV world, a flexible bag type thing may not be as good of a product, but something hard like this might be really good.
Might be better, yeah, like a book
Yeah.
cover, you know, even like different leatherette products, you know, that have a little harder substrate to them.
Sure.
Wall core, those kind of things.
Okay,
So
sounds good. And I'll let everybody know too, that we do have UV printing capability here. That's another piece of equipment that's really becoming popular with our customer base. And, you know, those aren't the least expensive pieces of equipment in the world. They're wonderful pieces of equipment, but we do have two of them here. So again, if you're trying to get a little bit of that business going, you think there's some opportunity there for you, but you don't just want to buy this piece of equipment, plug it in and go, what am I going to put in that thing today? You could start building that business with us, and we could do completed product to send to you for customers. And then when you're ready, when you pop the investment for your UV printer, now you can say, well, what am I going to put in there? Well, I'm going to put the stuff I used to give JDS. So that's one of the ways that we kind of help people build that business up too. So, Jim, any more questions coming in on your side right now? Or
And
wait.
another thing, they were just
Oh.
asking about the UV printing, if we could do them on the
Oh,
cutting
sure.
boards. So yes,
Yep.
Yep.
absolutely.
that would work really
Yeah,
well.
again, on that hard
cutting boards.
substrate.
Yeah.
I know back there, one of the big things is really getting those primers dialed in. Once you get the primer dialed in, and again, we have a young woman back here that does all of ours named Kat, and she is just awesome. She has played with all the different primers and coatings and products and stuff like that. So she's really become super good at figuring out what to do, because the primers on that, the UV printing is pretty independent of the device or the substrate that you're going to put it on. But a lot of times you're going to need to get those primers dialed in. So again, we can help you with that. You can talk with Dana, you can talk with Sarah, you can talk with Kat, and we can help you, even if you've got a piece of equipment and you're not getting the adhesion you want. So.
Yeah, so a question that we did have come in is, you know, when you purchase a new Rackstar system, you know, what comes with that?
Yeah, so the Rackstar is kind of a new thing. You're going to see that in that catalog, the new products catalog. And I know Sarah spent a lot of time kind of working on this, so I'm going to give her the floor for a few minutes. Do you want me to hold anything? Just let me know.
Sure. So
If I can help.
Rackstar, you are going to get the initial, you're going to get the frame, and you're going to get some rails, and then some V blocks, which is specific to the Rackstar. But then another thing we're offering is fixtures for all of our drinkware lines. So you're able to do multiple up at once. A 4-inch lens is going to be necessary to kind of max out that space that you're going to be able to get. But we're also starting to get more kind of custom fixtures for different flat items, even to be able to do multiple up at once, and you'll get a digital file and then the actual piece here where you can easily just snap your art right into place. These ones with the drinkware, so your average is going to be about 2 3/4 for like on our 30-ounce cups. That's kind of usually the main question is how much coverage am I going to get on my cup when I'm doing them stationary? Because you're not doing it on a rotary where you're going to get a full wrap or anything. You're going to have some parameters that your artwork is going to have to fit within. Once you do kind of have that artwork fitting within those parameters and you're doing 5 or 6 up at a time, you're cutting your laser down to about 12 to 15 minutes to laser 5 at once, compared to where most of the rotaries are about 3 minutes. So you are going to save some time. On Dan's cup showing the tape, so this artwork fit within all of this. You know, so you can go from the top to the bottom, and then left to right here, what did I say? You get 2.5 inches on those 20-ounce cups.
So I know that's something that Sarah's been developing for us is how much you can really get on there. Because like I say, when you put this into a rotary and this thing is sort of spinning and the laser is going across, you can kind of do almost a full wrap of it. But when you hold it flat, you're just going to have a certain amount, because as that laser comes down, this isn't moving, and now your laser is slowly getting a little bit out of focus. So
right, which is why that 4-inch lens is really important.
Help us with the different lenses. What do they normally come with, and tell me about this 4-inch lens.
Sure. So basically, in our shop here, we have 2-inch lenses. That's kind of a standard across laser world. Then switching to that 4-inch lens, you're essentially taking it this much, like 4 inches out of focus from where your laser head is. So having that more while your laser is coming out like a flashlight, you know, by the end of the flashlight, it's spreading out more. So that 4-inch lens is going to get you more coverage because it's able to cover and hit those edges while it's laying stationary. 2 inches, if you had a 2-inch lens, you're probably going to be within this 2-inch mark up here. So it's not that it's not possible to make a mark with that 2-inch lens. It's just you're restricting those parameters even more.
Sure. So the 4-inch lens gets you a little bit more real estate kind of left to right.
Right.
And a 2-inch will still work, but you're just going to have a little smaller area here to work on.
And those new 20-ounce or the travel mugs.
The travel mugs? Yeah.
Those are really nice. Layman stationary. Do it. You can flip the handles right over and do the other side.
Oh, so you can still do a 2-sided.
Right.
But you're just going to do a set and then flip them and do a set.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. And those ones with the handles, it's easy to know, you know, that side to that side. Where this, you're going to, you know, kind of have to rotate it and know where your next side is. But so 2-sided is still possible with it. You are just going to have to just manually kind of rotate it.
So kind of the idea with the Rackstar is, again, you can see here, you're going to get, you know, 4 or 5 of these up at a time to do, rather than in the rotary where is rotary normally just 1 at a time? Can you do 2 at a time?
Right.
In the rotary?
There is some kind of adjustments I've seen out there too, where people put a couple in at a time in their rotary. But this is something, again, that's kind of pre-made already for you. The fixture's there.
Yeah, so the idea being that if you got, you know, in order for 500 of these things, if you could get your artwork and your lens to work so you could get it within a certain number of inches, you could really crack through it. You could really get high productivity.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Once you get those 5 through, by the time you get those out, clean, reboxed and all that, those next 5 could potentially already be done.
So really kicking a lot through.
Yeah.
I know that's one of the problems when you do the rotary is I got 500 of these to do, and I'm doing them one at a time.
And you're not lifting that laser lid 500 times. You're doing it way less. So
yeah. So like I say, with the Rackstar, you're going to get the rack that sits down in, and then it's got some rails on it, and all this stuff is movable. And this just all these little teeth, just you click in, and then you just sit, and then like I say, you get the templates and all that
yep,
stuff.
you'll get the digital file like that, and yeah, they all just kind of snap into that top left. So we have 8 different frames. 7?
7 or 8.
7 or 8 different size of frames.
Based on the size of the bed of the laser.
Right. But you don't necessarily need the frame to cover your whole laser bed. The 12 by 24 will fit all of our drinkware fixtures, all of our other fixtures. So if it's something that you have a larger laser bed, but you don't want to, you know, necessarily buy that huge frame, that 12 by 24 frame is going to fit in your laser just as well. And all the fixtures will still work.
Cool, great idea.
Quick question on the lenses. We don't sell the lens, but if you contact your manufacturer, you'll be able to get, a 4-inch lens. I would always recommend going to the manufacturer so you don't avoid any warranty. And make sure, not every lens is going to fit in the same laser, the exact same. So I would suggest going to your manufacturer.
Good, very good. Any other questions for you right now, or should we see how Stacy's
See
doing?
how Stacy's doing.
Stacy, have you got a question?
I do.
Awesome. We'll swing back over here.
Somebody asked if you can have items that go outside for sublimation, and you can. We have certain products in our catalog. Check them out. Chromolux and Duralux has a UV resistant on it, and it'll last like 3 years or so, but definitely check out all the specs regarding it. But yes, you can put those particular items outside.
Yeah, and that's been a big thing in the sublimation world is trying to build products that are really going to last outdoors longer. And so I know the extended life stuff from Chromolux is really good. I think they last 2 or 3 years, are guaranteed for 2 or 3 years, depending if you're putting photos or if you're putting graphics on it. So yeah, there are definitely some products that are getting better, and I know they're always working. I've been to the Unisub plant and talked to those guys. They got tons of engineers there, and they're always working on improving that. So hopefully, every couple of years we can get another couple of years of life out of that stuff. So,
Right.
yeah, good stuff.
And one other thing, I saw somebody comment that they
Sure.
really like our JDS sub paper. And just for the people that don't know, this JDS sub paper is very similar to our TruePix paper, and but cheaper than text print. So the colors are just really amazing. So if you haven't checked it out, make sure to check it out because it's really good paper.
I know I had a question a while back, and I ran up and asked you guys about it. Is which side do you print on? Because this is not watermarked.
Right. It's
Right.
very similar, exactly like TruePix. So it's the bright white side is down in the printer.
So-
Exactly like.
So you always say kind of just take one, kind of
Corner,
compare front to
yeah.
back, and then you're going to see the white side is going to be
Yeah.
the side you print on.
Right.
And depending on the printer, when you put it in the drawer, is it always up or always down?
Always down.
Oh, so the white side, the
The
print
bright
side,
white.
print
is
side,
down.
bright white down.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yep.
Yeah, because we had somebody that was printing, they were printing on the less white side and just not getting the release
Oh,
that they were
yeah,
looking
yeah,
for. So,
yeah, you will see a
Good.
difference. Yep,
good.
yep.
Other things right now? Did you have any
Not
questions? Because I have another question for you, and we're going to get the camera to swing back around here. When people, I think it's really interesting, this burlap, I'm just kind of about half fascinated with this. I have you step in, Stacy. I'm about half fascinated with this because one of the things about sublimation is it always seems to start white. And you always start with that white background. You talked a little bit about it there, but now not only do we have white, but we also have now off-white and a little bit of a pattern. So talk just real briefly about like some of the different products and some of the different art, because I see some stuff up here that's kind of got a nice soft look to it, and I see some stuff like that tray down there and the picture frame there just really bright and got a lot of pop to them. So
Right.
help everybody with kind of the art and kind of how you approach that.
Absolutely. So definitely when you're like, I did some of these designs. And so when you're designing it, immediately you're thinking in your head, well, you're not going to see the white, you're going to see the color behind it. And just certain products like that, you can see how these kind of mid-tones, they just pop amazing on this burlap color. So you're not going to get the white, you're going to get that fun rustic burlap color in the background. So, this burlap, as you can see, to these frames, all of them, the colors are just amazing how well they pop. And of course, the pastels are going to be a little more blended, but still turn out really a neat color. So.
Yeah, like I say, I see, the one down below the tray with the girls rule the world. I just think those colors just pop, even because, with it being on that sort of a color background, that brown background, man, I'm just really surprised. I guess I was thinking everything was going to kind of look sort of faded and washed out, but it really doesn't.
No, not yet on this burlap. It really doesn't. Yep.
Very
And just
cool.
remember, like with this kind of like fake leather, when you guys do sublimate it, that's one of the things you just got to make sure to keep outside of the heat press, because otherwise it will damage that. So just when you do something like that, make sure to check out our specs online, and it'll show you, just make sure that product is outside your heat press so you don't damage it.
Awesome. Great tips for everybody. Question?
Yeah, so customers want to know, see some more UV burnable products. Kind of thinking outside the box, everyone thinks of our water bottles, tumblers as just for lasering, but technically you can, depending on your UV printer, you can print tumblers, water bottles, so you can do colored items as well. A lot of our flat, our crystals that don't have bases, acrylics, even leatherette items. A lot of stuff's geared towards lasering or sand carving, but you can, UV print it as well. So, try to think a little bit outside the box as
To
well.
touch back on Dan, finding the right primers to make sure that the ink is adhered to it. Knowing that there's different inks, more flexible ink is a little better on our powder coated drinkware and then all of that. But finding, again, you'll need a rotary on your printer to be able to do something like that. But all of those flat items, the hard substrates, definitely.
And most of the manufacturers are going to sell their kits with their primers, what they recommend. And then lasering question on the silicone boots is what's the easiest way to engrave the actual boots themselves?
Sure. So when you're doing the boots, you're going to get about 2 inches on like these 32-ounce ones. So you're going to want to keep your artwork within that. Sliding these boots on, can be a little tough, as Dana said. So you're kind of pulling up pantyhose, but once it's on there, then you've got that hard flat surface and you're going to do it in your rotary the same as you were to engrave this. You're not going to engrave right at the same time because those silicone settings are going to be a little different than your powder coated settings. So lasering, whatever on your water bottles, or having a customer bring a water bottle back in, or just having those one burner water bottle where you're just putting the sleeves back on and then lasering with those silicone settings. And covering, you can do that. You can do a full wrap. That's why it's easier on the rotary, just so it stays kind of proportional and all that with whatever is on your water bottle.
All right, that's what we had there.
Good, awesome. We had another question come in on the other side real quick on the sublimation side. So Stacy's going to talk to us real quickly about some of the polar camel mugs and different ways to decorate those.
So all these particular sizes you can fit in a mug press, like we have Geonite here that we sell. They do all fit in there. Now, if somebody does not want to get into quite a mug press right away, you can do these all in a convection oven. And we have either a silicone wrap or we have a shrink wrap that you can place on those and do those in the oven. So there is different, if you don't have a mug press set in your shop, just know that that's an option that you could do them in an oven and all these sizes. And we have the silicone wrap and shrink wrap to do those with.
And when you talk about the silicone wrap and the shrink wrap, so you're talking about putting them in an oven, you put them in any oven, or are there certain things you look for?
Convection oven.
A convection oven.
Yes,
Okay.
make sure it has to be a convection oven.
Okay.
Yep.
And it seems to me, I've been up there with you guys a little bit. The wrap is kind of a reusable thing, but the shrink wrap, it's a one-time use.
Correct.
So
Correct.
tell us just a little bit how, if you're going to do
Yeah.
one of these with the shrink wrap, what's kind of the
Yeah,
process?
it's to me, I love it. It's so slick and easy. Yeah, you just put the shrink wrap over top of it, heat it with a heat gun, place it in the oven. And then once it's done, you just remove that shrink wrap. We do have videos on all these products online, so definitely check those out with using how to use the shrink wrap or the silicone wrap on videos. So that is very helpful. So definitely check that out.
Awesome. Very good. Dana, do you have a final question, or how are you doing down there?
One more question.
Okay, great.
In the beginning, I know you mentioned the corrugated plastic, and there's a question about how to get the graphics under there.
So there's a couple ways you can get graphics out of these. One way is with a roll-to-roll printer, where you have a roll of printed material that comes adhesive, and we sell that. So you can print out your graphics, then you can have it cut out and then adhere it to that. Or if you have a flatbed printer, you can put this right straight through and cut it on print it on a flatbed printer. So that's kind of the two ways that you will get graphics on a piece of this Inaflast corrugated plastic.
And those custom shapes, that's also something here in our fab department. If you don't have something that you have the printer, but you just don't have the thing to cut it, in the custom like this, we have a CNC here that we can cut 1 to 1,000. So.
And that CNC, thanks for mentioning that, Sarah. The CNC machine is really an interesting machine. It's another piece of equipment that very few shops have because they're really expensive. And it's hard for a shop to really keep a CNC busy all the time. So again, that's something that as a dealer of JDS, you have access to that. So even if you want us to cut you blanks and send you blanks, and whether it's aluminum or it's corrugated or it's acrylic sheet stock with metal, any of that kind of stuff, we can cut out really almost anything that you want and send it to you. So if you're ever looking for fun shapes and fun sizes, that kind of thing, we have the ability to do that here for you as a dealer. Good deal. Well, I think we're going to start wrapping it up. I'm going to swing back down here. I'm trying to drive the guys on the camera a little crazy, but It's been very good. We've been at it for almost an hour. As I look at my little thing, we're going to go back in. We're going to do a second poll question now. So if we could get that poll question to come up, there it is. So based on everything we've just talked about, which new products do you like the most? You can pick more than one. So what we're doing is just asking, of all the things we kind of showed you, is there something kind of you think will really do well for you, your shop, your customers, that kind of a thing. So we're going to give you a couple minutes to look at that. Stacy, what would you say is your favorite new product?
I think the burlap.
The burlap for you? There's just so many options and so many different things.
Absolutely.
So, I'm just going to yell to the other end. Sarah, how about you?
I'm gonna have to go with the adhesive leatherette, that you can make all those custom patches and.
That is a really neat product. Like I said, we've got the patches pre-cut and ready to go. But now that you've cut your own shapes and sizes, that's really cool too. Awesome. Dana, how about you?
That's gonna be the 4 Camel water bottles in the variety of sizes now. So.
Oh, and the water bottles, yeah, you're right, because these water bottles are, like I said, we've got the 32 out now. Now we got the 40 and the 20 coming. So that's really cool. For me, I think because it was a real surprise to me how well they did. And when I don't travel, I kind of get pulled into some meetings. I get into some new product meetings, and I understand I'm not the best at this, but I'm just so surprised at how well those cake pans are doing. They said, oh, we should get a cake pan that people could engrave on stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, sure. And then they got them in, and they just went like hotcakes. And I've seen a lot of fun stuff with them. Like I say, people are doing all kinds of different things. Guys are getting them because they come in some of the darker colors, so they can grab and put a big pile of nachos in and go over to the buddy's house for the game, or munchy things, all kinds of stuff. So those have been great. Well, let's see how everyone else voted here. Now, as we look at that, looks like those Polar Camel water bottles came out a little bit on top. So Dana, you are always right. The Polar Camel travel mugs with the handle came in real good. Cutting boards, all kinds of good stuff. So I can just give you a little bit of an idea on some of the products and how everyone kind of looked at that. So I appreciate everyone helping us with that. So now we're going to go to our next slide. And our next slide is the webinar specials. And so, like we say, for everyone that registered, you can use this webinar special. You can see the code there, WEB0321, a very secret code. No one will be able to crack that code. But I did just want to take a minute and tell you a little bit about that. The first part of it is any item, any quantity at end column price. And so this is a great opportunity for you guys to really try some different things. If you see something that looks good, you kind of voted on what you really like. You can get them on that end column price. The Polar Camels are a good example. Many of the Polar Camels come 12 or 24 in a case, and people are like, well, geez, I'd like a couple of green ones, but I don't want 24 of them. This is the time you can buy these now on this special at end column price. You're not paying that less than case price. And that applies to everything in the catalog, not just the new products and not just the things we showed today. So everything in our catalog, you're going to be able to get onesie, twosie, threesies at end column. And I tell people, think too about, some of those customers, you need just sort of an odd color of plastic every now and again, or you need an odd color of metal or something like that. Now's a good time to stock up and grab those things on those broken cases. So that's great. The next section there is the larger orders. If somebody wants to put together a $1,000, $2,000, or $5,000 order, you can get an additional 3%, 4%, 5% off on that entire order. And you can see the special runs the 16th through the 19th. So it starts today and it runs through Friday. You can use this as many times as you want. So if you end up placing an order today and then you get to Friday, oh, I could use a few more things. It's not a one time. Or a number of people will say, well, geez, I think I can get to $1,000 or $2,000 order and I want to take that off. So I'm going to kind of build an order. So you can either do, one big one, you can do several little ones, whatever you want to do. And then we also have our sign tools. We have lots of sign tools. A lot of people in different businesses use those sign tools. So we've got all kinds of sign tools in our catalog. There's another 5% off to all those as well. So those are the show specials. I always like to take a quick minute and let everybody know about that. Let's go to our final poll question. That is, would you like a follow-up call from JDS? Yes, I have lasering questions. Yes, I have sublimation questions. Yes, I have marketing questions, or no thanks. We just want to be sure that we're carrying this forward. If we were typically in a trade show, you and I'd be face to face, we'd be talking about it, and you'd say, Dan, I really do have some questions, and I would love somebody to call me next week when I get back from the trade show and help me with, sublimating on the burlap, or, with getting these boots to work right, or whatever it is. So this is the opportunity for you to say, yes, I do want one of your experts to call. It's probably not going to be me, so go ahead and jump in. But we have so many people here that are available, all Stacy and her team in the sublimation area, Dana, Sarah, and their team in fabrication. They're all here to help you guys. They're all here to answer those questions. We don't want you guys ruining product. We all have the wall of shame. We all have the wall where we put things that didn't come out very good. But please don't sit and fight with products over and over and over again. If you're not hitting a home run really quickly, please get a hold of us. So that's our final poll question there. So we'll just respond to that and kind of reach out to people as we need. But again, just wanted to wrap up here with our final slide and just say thank you to everybody for spending your time with us. This is almost as much fun as doing a trade show. I mean, would I rather be in Miami in the heat? Absolutely. But we really do thank you guys for your time. We enjoy doing this. We love our customers. We love reaching out to you guys and helping you any way we can. If you think of something later today or whatever, please just give a call to customer service, send us an email, reach out. We'll help you any way we can. So you guys have a great week, and thanks for joining us.